Okay. Our final lightning session of the day is Deal of the Day Sites, a game changer. Please welcome Glenn Koppelson, founder of Comstock Media Group.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Today, I'm going to give you a quick background on the Deal of the Day environment. I think everybody out here knows about Groupon and Living Social, and it's going to be how can you use that business model to help your business currently. And I'll talk about why I think it's a game changer for the daily deal sites. So everybody, I'm hoping everybody knows about daily deals, but daily deals, you get an email blast, and it's a deeply discounted product. It's usually 50% off, and you get one every day in the mail from a Groupon and many other sites. What you do is you redeem it on the website, and you get a product or service from there. It started in 2008 with Groupon, and now it's the guys that founded Groupon wanted to break the mold of the coupon business, because nobody was redeeming coupons. And so they created this business where you can now cash in on it through a daily deal. So what started in 2008 with one company, now there's over 400 companies in the daily deal space. It's huge. And it's in over 200 markets, and that's just domestically. So it's a pretty big market out there with $3 billion in revenues. So the main thing for people here is, how do you connect the consumer with the merchant? And, I'm trying to navigate the landscape here and show you, okay, we've got these 400 daily deal sites. It gets even more specific than that. So if you have products that are in, electronics, health, if it's supplements, whatever it is, there's verticals within there that there are specialty sites in the daily deal space that just focus on that. I gave you an example here of Zulily and Plum District, which focus specifically to women. But you can do specifically to pets. I mean, it's really incredible how it's aggregated. It's the aggregators being the companies now have come in and said, we're going to aggregate all the daily deal sites, so save you a little bit of hassle and tell you which deals are out there. But it's become even bigger with these white label companies out there. Anybody can start a daily deal site now, and you can do it with some software. And you can be up and running in no time. And then what's happened is there's brokers that have come in the business like me, and we're matching up products with the daily deal sites. So this is revenue for the industry from 2010 compared to 2011, and I think this graph is going to change a lot in 2012. The way its daily deals started was, it'd be like you go to a restaurant, you get $20 worth of food for $10, or you go to a spa and you get the massage, $100 spa treatment for only $50. And that was the main part when this thing started up in restaurants. Travel and tourism has gone huge, and I suspect that number is going to go up in 2012. But what's happened is the daily deal sites started out with just services. You get your coupon, you get the voucher through your email, you walk in and you get your hair cut for a discount. It's expanded into products, and that's how I think it could help this industry quite a bit. So what's the economics of the daily deal site? So you have your product, it retails for, let's say, $100. The daily deal sites want to give you a discount. They want to offer it to their consumers for a discount. And remember, they're reaching millions of customers. Each daily deal site has hundreds of thousands of customers, and sometimes millions of customers that get their daily email. They get a daily email from them. So they offer it to the consumer for 50% off. Then you revenue share with the daily deal site. That revenue share is going to be anywhere for your product for 50 to 75%. So you're out of pocket nothing, and you've gotten access to consumers. So I think the business model needs to change here. And typically what you do when you've got a product and you were in the direct response space, you create the product, you spend money to produce an infomercial, you spend money on fulfillment, you spend money on a call center, and then you spend money on the media buy. You're spending tons of money to get your product launched. I think what the game changer is that you bypass all of that. You have your product and you distribute it via a daily deal. It doesn't cost you anything. And it lets you know if your product is working or if it's not working. You can market test through the internet. People market test now where you buy media, you're buying $25,000 worth of media. This is going to tell you the same thing and it's not going to cost you $1. So what I've been doing with my products and also with customers is that we're distributing through daily deal sites first to see if the product even works. Then what you do is you go back to the regular business model. So I'm saying that the new business model should be changed so that you have your product, you distribute via daily deal. If it doesn't work, you're not out any money. I mean, you're out some money because you have to create the product, but that's it, as opposed to spending a lot of money on fulfillment and call center and on the media buying. Can we get this back? So I think the main thing here for everybody is you've got these daily deal sites. So if you're in the fulfillment business, this can actually help you in the sense that you've got customers that you can now refer to generate a new revenue stream for you. Okay, if you're in, and then you've got the products that are sitting on the shelves where there's, the customer can't make any money on it, you can liquidate it through a daily deal site. If you're a person who owns a product or a merchant, it's an easier path to profitability for you. You have access to millions of customers that you wouldn't have had access to otherwise. If you have a continuity product, it's pretty much awesome for you because you've all of a sudden acquired these customers, and now you've got all these customers, no acquisition costs, and you know who they are, and you can now market to them on a continuity product. I talked about the low cost. There's a little hidden secret in this space that the redemption rate is actually 85%. So people who buy your product, they don't necessarily redeem it, so you're actually kind of making a little bit of money there. Last of all, for the media buyers, I think this is an opportunity also for the media buyers because you can work with your clients to generate an alternative revenue stream that you didn't have in the past. You have access to customer data that you wouldn't have had before because the daily deal sites with their millions of customer databases are accessing those customers for you. You can help customers who have products at the end of their life cycle. So if a product is at the end of it's done and it's done well, but that it's not growing anymore, it's another distribution channel. And the other thing you can do is if you do multiple daily deal sites, you can test the creative. So you can run one creative with one daily deal site and another creative with a different daily deal site and see which one did better. That's it. Any questions?
Hi, Glenn. We have two questions here. One is, do you think there's enough room in these daily deals to actually put forth a creative and be able to test a concept versus like a 2-minute spot? And the second part of the question is, if you're really rolling out at a reduced price, are you getting a true read on what your brand can command price-wise, and do you denigrate your brand in any way by being at the lower cost?
Yeah, the first part of the question is, I forgot. Oh, the creative. The creative is, it's no different than, when you're doing creative and you're testing, you're buying media time. You can get some results from testing different types of creative with a different daily deal site. It's a little bit harder to measure because it's not, because you know the distribution of all these daily deal sites, and you can measure it no different than measuring how many homes you're in. The second part is, I don't think that the price discount is going to matter because of a couple things. One is, you're going to test it on the daily deal site. If it works, then you're going to go into infomercial production. It's going to be 6 months at best before the product is out there again. I don't think people are going to remember that it was at a deep discount. The other thing is, these guys have access to consumers that you would never have access to. You've got a database of now millions of customers that everybody here is trying to build up, and you don't have to do anything. So it's access to people you would have never had access to before.
Hi, Glenn. Thank you. It was a nice presentation from what I saw. It seems like the industry is so new that there's no correlation yet that's built up that if it works in the daily deal space, that it will translate to working on TV.
That's true. And I think this is my argument, though. You do this daily deal thing, and there may not be a correlation. We don't know yet. You're right. But you're not going to be spending, you may have a cut or a go or no-go decision based on it, because you can also do your testing on the web as well. You do your testing on daily deals. If it doesn't sell on either one of those platforms, it's probably not going to sell. I mean, you can make some determinations about it. It doesn't give you the definitive thing. But the more important thing is the cost avoidance. I mean, if you want to check out your product, you don't have to buy the media. You don't have to call center guy and produce the infomercial. You're saving a ton of money by doing this.
I have two questions. What's the saturation level in terms of the various types of platforms, such as Groupon and whatever, all those? The other is, with a lot of the vendors and the service-oriented discounts, you're getting customer referrals. Like, they'll have a Yelp site to relate it back, and with a new product, you're kind of shooting in the dark, and you have no reference point for the consumer to go on that the product is viable or good.
Okay, first the saturation point. I think we're there. There's 400 of these sites, and I think you're going to see a consolidation. I've already started seeing some sites drop off. So that's kind of the thing, you got to know which sites to go to, because some of them, it's not worth your time. Others, they're huge, and you can sell a ton of units. The second part of your question is the brand recognition. When you go, you say, oh, I got this great deal for this restaurant that's down the block. I always go there, and now I'm going to get half off. It's great. I know that restaurant. With your product, you may not know it. But for the consumer, it's like it's an endorsement, because it's coming from Groupon or KGB Deals or Plum District or Zulily. It's coming from them, and it gives your product validation. It's kind of like saying they thought it was good enough and you should buy it.